Let's make some cranberry orange scones. Hello everyone, it's Becky from Keats Kitchen. Happy Sunday. And I thought I would show you today how to make cranberry orange scones. And this is a recipe from my cute little neighbor, Whitney. She brought some scones over the other day and they were so good. I said, I've got to have that recipe. That is so good. So she's letting me pass this on to you guys. So I really hope that you like it. And I'm just gonna show you all of the ingredients real quick and then we'll get everything assembled and get baking. So for starters, I have 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of sour cream, some baking soda, some cream of tartar, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of salted butter, so 2 sticks, salt, baking powder, 1 egg, and an orange. And then I also have a pastry blender that I'm going to use to cut the butter up in the flour mixture. So anyway, that's all the ingredients that you need, and I'll get this all ready and we'll get baking. First thing, I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of baking soda and mix it in with my sour cream. Just take a little whisk and blend that all together. And once it's blended, I'm just going to set it aside. It's going to have a little chemical reaction and poof up a little bit. See that? I'm getting ready to prep the flour mixture. So what I'm going to do to this is add the full amount of sugar, which is 1 cup. And blend that all in. And now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm gonna level these off pretty good too. I'm just gonna whisk this all together. Make sure it's blended real nicely. Now I'm gonna take this orange. I have washed it really well and dried it, and I'm going to zest this entire orange. Some of it will go inside of the batter and some will go in the glaze, the orange glaze that I'm making. I have zested my orange and I split it in half. So 1/2 will go into the batter and the other half will go into the glaze. And then I also juiced the orange too. So I have almost about 1/2 cup of juice. So what I'm gonna do to this dry mixture is add half of the zest, and I'm going to blend this in really well, probably about a minute, because I want all the oils and flavor from the zest to extract into the flour. All right, I've added the zest, so now I'm adding 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. I'm just gonna mix those in really well. Next step, I've got 1 egg in a bowl here, and I'm just going to whisk this up, scramble it real good. And then to the egg, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of the freshly squeezed orange juice that I just made. Just whisk that together with the egg. All right, it's time to add the butter. So I've cut up 1 cup of butter into little chunks. And your butter needs to be cold, not softened to room temperature. The colder, the better. Now I'm going to take my pastry blender and I'm going to cut the butter up really well in the flour mixture here. And this is gonna take you a minute or 2. So anyway, I'm gonna work on this and I'll be back. Okay, it's all blended together nicely. So all that butter, your mixture should be very crumbly. So all your butter should be broken down into little crumbs throughout the flour mixture. And that took me a good 2 or 3 minutes to get that all broken down well. So now I'm going to add my sour cream and baking soda mixture. Gilligan. And then I'm going to add my egg and orange juice that I've mixed together. And I'm just going to mix this well until it's nice and moist. Okay, my dough is all ready and blended, and what I'm going to do now is just dump out all the dough onto a very well floured surface. And I've got my little cookie dough mat here that I use for a lot of things. And let's see, I'm gonna turn it over, make sure there's flour down, form it into a nice circle, and then I'm going to roll it out. Probably to where it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. All right, I have rolled this all out. Looks like a big old cookie or a pizza. And what I'm gonna do is cut these up. I'm going to do triangles, and I'm not going to cut them very big. Scones are usually pretty big, but I'm going to make smaller triangles. And that'll probably result in a few uneven ones, but that's okay. And here they are. I've cut them into triangles, probably ranging about like anywhere from 3 to 4 inches, so they're not your typical big scones. I'm going to put these in the oven at 350 for about 12 to 13 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on the bottom. While the scones are baking, I'm going to make the glaze that goes on top of them. So I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and then I'm going to add a scant 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That means not quite, but almost. And just whisk this together real quick. Now I'm going to take the rest of my orange zest and blend it in real well. There's still some orange zest in there, so what I'm going to do is pour my orange juice in there so I get all of that precious orange zest. I'm just going to pour this in the powdered sugar mixture. And then 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Make sure you can see that. All mixed together, there is the glaze, the beautiful glaze I'm going to put on top of the scones. I'm just going to set this aside, and the scones are about done. I'll go grab those. So I just wanted to explain a few things to you about this recipe, like why I added 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the sour cream. And the reason why is because it starts a chemical reaction and creates carbon dioxide gas. And so what that does, it enables your pastry to be light and fluffy and helps it rise. And so yes, that's why. And you can do that with buttermilk too. So, and it's not an unhealthy thing. It's just, it's a leavening agent. And anyway, so, and then the other thing I want to explain is why you need cold, chunky butter to cut into the flour mixture. And that is because the cold butter remains in solid chunks, and then it melts while it's baking and creates steam, and it makes air pockets and layers. So I hope I'm making sense. So that is why you need cold chilled butter when you make biscuits and scones. So I hope that this answers your question on that and helps you. They are done. Ooh, I baked these for 13 minutes at 350. And they're not going to turn brown on top. If they do, you've overbaked them. But as you can see, they're golden brown on the bottom, so they're perfect. So anyway, I'm going to let these cool a bit, but I'm going to add the glaze while the scones are still a bit warm. These are ready to be glazed. So what I'm going to do is just spoon on a thin layer of glaze. Some of it will drip over. And I'm going to glaze these, and then they'll be ready to eat. These are going to be served for dinner tonight. I'm doing BLTs for dinner. And I thought about doing a video, and maybe I will, but BLTs are pretty darn easy. So anyway, I'll be back when I am done glazing these. Here they are. Ooh, aren't they beautiful? Cranberry orange scones. And I just had a bite of one. They're really good. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. This is a fun little recipe. It's a little bit of work, but not too bad. So anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.